Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the St. Louis Blues Relocation franchise here on Madden 25. I do have some pretty important news to discuss with you before we jump into the video, as we are finishing off this season, which we started undefeated, which is pretty awesome, through the first 10 games, or first 10 weeks, I guess. But the important news is it came to my realization. I don't know how I didn't realize this sooner, but I started to realize that the Madden 25 cycle is pretty much over at this point. Madden 26 and College Football 26 come out in like early to mid July this year, and we're already in May. So I realized that I need to start wrapping up series pretty soon. We're not going to have much more time to get through a bunch of episodes in these different series. So the Golden Broncos, Hawaii, this series, the Blues, the Buccaneers, all of these series have to get wrapped up within the next month. So we are going to be finishing the St. Louis Blues first. They're going to be the first one that's done because those videos don't take super long, so we can get through pretty quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the rest of this season, which this episode will be the rest of the regular season for season number 8, season number 9. I can't remember, whatever season it is. Let me check real quick. What season are we on right now? We are on season number 8. Okay. So season number 8, this is the current season. And we'll do next season, season number 9. So we'll do one more season of this series. And then for season 10, that video will be the series finale. It'll be the entirety of the season in one video, plus we'll do some extra years of simulation to maybe finish out the careers of some of our older players that we have on the team and see how their careers finish out. So that's kind of the game plan that I'm thinking for this series. So in total, there's probably only, I guess, depending on if we make the playoffs in season number 9, there's probably only this video, which is wrapping up season 8, the regular season at least, then hopefully the playoffs, unless we have an epic collapse this episode. And then we've got the off-season episodes, so there's at least 3 episodes left of season 8. Then we've got all of season 9, which is the 2 episodes spliced together with the weeks 1 through 10 and then the weeks 11 through 18. So that's already 5 episodes. And then you've got hopefully playoffs and off-season for that. So that's at least 7 episodes remaining of St. Louis Blues football before we go to that 8th and final episode, which is the season 10 and all of whatever else is left. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, the Madden 26 cycle came on me pretty quick. I wasn't expecting the cycle to be refreshed this quickly. Just kind of, I feel like we've been going pretty strong with the series, and then all of a sudden, boom, Madden 26 is right here around the corner, and now I gotta wrap everything up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's the important news I wanted to get out. But now we can focus on Blues football. We are 9-0 on the year. We've got the final half of the year to go. This team has a chance to not only make the playoffs again, but achieve what has not been done by any Blues team. And this Blues team has done some crazy things because they're 4-time champions in a row. This has a chance to become the perfect season. And that, my friends, would be absolutely amazing. Can we do it? It's going to be pretty difficult. I hope we can. We're going to have to find out. If you go and enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go see if we can achieve perfection. All right, picking up right where we left off week 11, let's take one look at this team before we start simulating here. I'm not sure which games we're going to jump into today, but this team looks very, very good. Obviously, we're still running with Addison Arrington, who is our replacement for Trevor Lawrence. But this team, I mean, it's got stars everywhere. We've got legendary players at every single position. These guys are all fantastic. They're all studs. They're all future Hall of Famers. and we are going to see if we can achieve that perfect season that we are going for. Now, watch as I keep talking about all this perfect nonsense. We're going to lose this game to Miami. I guarantee it. We simulate week 11, and no, okay, we win. And we have a DB breakout. Ooh, what's the DB breakout going to be for? We're getting a press conference here. What do we got? What do we got? Another strong game from Percy Good. I like the sound of that. Let's go with a well-rounded approach, and he needs plus 4 tackles and 3+ pass deflections, which is going to be almost impossible for him to get, unfortunately. But maybe he can do it against the Saints. You never know. I guess it is possible. And there it is, a loss to the New Orleans Saints. Why do I even bother mentioning perfection when in Madden 25 it is like a 0.000000000.1% chance is basically what it feels like. And Percy Good obviously didn't get the dev trade upgrade or whatever he was going for, so that's that was pretty much guaranteed though. I'm not shocked by that. But the perfect season goes out the door as expected. As expected, the perfect season goes out the door. We go to the focus players. We might need to focus on some corners here. So let's do the top 3 corners in football, or in the draft at least. Those will be the 3 guys that we scout. All right. So, what are the games that we're gonna have to jump into here? The Chiefs are bad. The Raiders are good. Did we play the Raiders, or we already played? I think we already played the Raiders at some point this year. I can't remember exactly. But we're gonna jump into at least 2. We beat the Seahawks, so we bounce back. I know the Chiefs aren't that great, but I feel like I kind of want to jump into this game. I kind of want to jump into this game, unless there's a game down the road that's a little bit more enticing. We take on the Broncos and the Bucks in the next couple of games. The Broncos are worse than the Chiefs. And what about the Bucks? The Bucks are 7-5, so they're not that much better than the Chiefs. So we might as well just jump in and play this game against Kansas City. It'll be the first of possibly 2, maybe 3 games that we jump into today. I'm not 100% sure, depending on how our record looks. But we should be able to handle the Chiefs. They're not as good as they used to be. We're better. Taking on Kansas City in our own home dome, and we are going to try to beat these boys. They're not as good as they have been in the past. We are the better team. We are the dynasty. No longer are they the dynasty. It's pretty clear that we are a dynasty in the making, or we already are a dynasty. We're trying to reclaim what we lost, which was our dynasty when we lost all those guys. And that's a great start to do it. A big time throw to Larry Sharp. Addison Arrington starting to come into his own. He's starting to make those big time throws. And I could throw this to Larry Sharp. It might get over his head, but we might as well guarantee a little bit of yardage with Arrington. I tried to user manually outrun him there. Doesn't really work too well, but it's a great carry for Arrington. And we're going to try to hand this off. Or I forgot, I thought it was a handoff for a second. No, we're just going to have to throw that away, unfortunately. Okay, all right. No big deal. Chiefs getting a little bit of pressure in the backfield. It happens sometimes. As long as it doesn't happen consistently, we should be okay. Do we think one of those guys on the right side drops back? Doesn't really matter because the Chiefs, again, I had a guy open. Triangle was going to be open there, which is what I was looking at. That was my read. But I didn't really have the time because this Chiefs defensive line is making some big time pressure. It's almost instantaneous, the pressure they're getting. Ooh, I might be able to fit that in. Oh, it's going to go out of bounds. That looked like it was open, but I think I threw it a little bit too late. I feel like I had that, but I think it was a little bit too late. Maybe a second too late or something that I chose to throw it. I got to scramble here. Never mind. I'm going to take a sack and we're going to lose the down and turn the ball over. Man, that Chiefs defensive line is crazy. They get a field goal out of it. They also get a touchdown out of it. All right, let's not lose the game here. Chiefs aren't that good. I'm going to send you there. I'm also going to send Brian Curl on a... Nope, not on a slant. That's not what I wanted. I wanted him on a post. There we go. Kind of create a little bit of variety here. And then just launch it deep for my man, LaMichael Dotson, who comes down with it, but he's out of bounds because it's not college football. And I think he only got 1 foot in. Oh, that would have been an unbelievable catch. He mossed the corner that's on him, but I don't even think he got 1 foot in there. The referee kind of runs in the way. Nah, he didn't even get a single foot in. It was an amazing attempted catch and an actual catch, but he didn't have the body positioning to fall out of bounds there. That's unfortunate, but it was crazy, a crazy attempt at it. Arrington scrambles to the 50. Do I go with the slot fade? Do we have the guys to run the slot fade? Oh, what? I could have sworn I pressed slot fade. I guess I didn't. Whatever. I guess we'll just go underneath the McCain, and he will drop the football on the hit. I tried to go secure catch so he wouldn't do that, but I guess I didn't get it in time. I'm not sure. This Chiefs team is annoyingly good right now. They should not be playing as good as they are. That's a crazy throw. Dotson drops it. Turnover on downs. Dotson had it in his hands, and he just dropped it. We go to the second half. We have not been able to do anything against this Chiefs team. Let's see the CPU handle a little bit of it. Maybe they can have a better luck than I can. They kick a field goal, and the Chiefs get another field goal. It is 13-3. We are in danger with a minute to go of losing our second game of the season to a bad Chiefs team. Well, not a bad Chiefs team, but not as good as they usually are. That's a deep ball. It's Larry Sharp. He holds on. We're going to call our first timeout. And the crazy part is that we haven't even had any turnovers from Arrington, like no interceptions or anything like that. The clock did drain a lot, unfortunately, right there. That's going to be LaMichael Dotson into the end zone, touchdown, but there's only 14 seconds left. There's only 14 seconds left, and I don't see a play here. What's going on? What happened? Are you not going to show me my play art? All right, whatever. I guess we sim the kick. I was going to try and play it, but I guess we don't. So we don't get it, and we lose 13-3 to the Kansas City Chiefs. They just beat us, which is absolutely insane. I would be super upset. I'm still upset, but I would be a lot more upset if that was to ruin our perfect attempt, our perfect season attempt. The fact that we already lost a game doesn't make it better, but it kind of softens the blow, I guess, a little bit. It's just frustrating that we lost the game in general. That Chiefs team was not that good, and yet their defensive line just continued to wreck my game. Absolutely crazy. We move to the game against Tampa. We lose that game as well. We take on the Denver Buccaneers, the Denver Broncos. We beat them, thank God. We currently stand, if I could get the thing over there, as the 1 seed, but the Raiders are right on our tail, also with 12 wins. We cannot afford to drop any of these games. I would say we should jump in and play both of them, but I mean, I jumped in to play that Chiefs game and we lost it. So it's not like if I jump in, it's a guaranteed win, which I hate. I wish it was a guaranteed win. We get some big upgrade points. Do we jump in against? I mean, the Bengals are 10-5, and the Chargers are 4-11. So the Chargers are garbage. But we need to win every single game to hold off the Raiders. So I feel like we got to jump into these last two. We're taking on the pretty intense Cincinnati Bengals, and they prove that right there by scoring immediately. But it's 7-7. We answer back. We get the ball back, and then we give them back the ball again. It's just back and forth. The Bengals score again. We need to win this game. There's no other option available to us other than we don't become the 1 seed. So we need to win this game if we want to achieve the 1 seed status. And I'm going to get hit on the throw. Brian Thomas Jr. actually had an unbelievable break on the corner that was covering him there. That would have been a beautiful touchdown if I didn't get hit on it. I don't know what my offensive line even is here for if they're not going to block. That's a great ball to Michael Dotson. Does he have the speed to get away from both these guys? I think he might. Just barely has enough speed to be able to get away from them. That's the veteran. That's one of our first ever draft picks, LaMichael Dotson. And I don't know what it is about the Cincinnati Bengals, but every time I play them, in whatever mode it is, doesn't matter which franchise we're in, it's just they always pick their white uniforms with the white helmets. I don't know if I've ever played against the Bengals where they pick their actual just normal orange helmets. It's kind of strange, actually. And I pump faked on accident. I didn't mean to press the button twice. Oh, we're going to lose. We're going to lose the 1 seed, aren't we? We are going to lose the 1 seed because we don't know how to play football, apparently. Can I get that over the head? Yes, I can. It's LaMichael Dotson again. He's coming up big. That's 2 catches for him that are unbelievably huge. A good throw from Arrington as well. In the standing with 1 foot in the end zone. He lobs that over the head of 2 Bengal defenders to get that into the hands of LaMichael Dotson, the veteran. Do we have a chance at a slot fade with Brian Thomas Jr.? I think we might. Oh, and it just died at the last second. I just needed a little bit more power on that. If there's just a little bit more power on that, that's a big time touchdown, but it just didn't have the carry. That's unfortunate. Can I fire that into McCain? How did he jump the play there? I didn't even see him as a viable option to stop that pass. That's so frustrating, man. Absolutely super uber frustrating. And then I'm going to get hit on the throw. That's going to be drop caught. Something happened. It's caught just barely. Oh my God. 2 minute warning. I'm not surprised, or I'm shocked that this is how it's gone for us. I cannot believe that was caught though. I think it was McCain who caught it. Actually insane. Oh, I see that open on the corner. Back of the end zone. Touchdown! Thomas Jr. I thought it was going to be out of bounds. Brian Thomas Jr. ties the game. What a throw from Addison Arrington. The Bengals get a field goal and we have 49 seconds left. Is our defense just non-existent? Like, do we not want to play? Like, what's going on here? I can't believe that was caught though. That's a crazy touchdown catch. Brandon McCain moving up the field. We don't have any timeouts. I just realized I was try to play that for a timeout, but I just realized we didn't have any. So making a break for the out of bounds line. Oh, 42 seconds. I really, really don't want to go to overtime. So I'm going to try my very best to score a touchdown here. Tucker McKee is our kicker for some reason. I guess I didn't realize who our kicker was. It's in fact Tucker McKee. And they are loading on top of Brian Thomas. They really don't want to get beat deep, which makes sense. That's going to be Larry Sharp. He gets pushed out of bounds. Thank God, because I kind of pulled myself back in there on accident. But they pulled me back out of bounds. 32 seconds. We're at the 36. So at least we're kind of in field goal range. I'd probably like to get a little bit closer. But we are, for the most part, in field goal range. Larry Sharp drags the feet and gets out of bounds. We're putting on a clinic right here of how to get out of bounds. In 27 seconds, we are now probably in field goal range for sure. Unless our kicker absolutely blows. Who knows? It's possible, I guess. Can I get that over the top? No, thank God it goes incomplete, because I don't know if I would have had anything there. All right, now they're loading up for field goal time. I don't know why they'd want us to run the ball when we can't stop the clock. We'd be kind of screwed. It's probably best if we throw it anyway, because at least then if we incomplete, we can stop the clock. But I might not want to stop the clock. Brian Thomas Jr. touchdown Blues! And it's 27-24. Brian Thomas Jr. has come up with the two biggest touchdown catches of the year. And Addison Arrington has come up with the two biggest touchdown throws of the year. My God, Brian Thomas Jr. He's come up with some massive catches. And some massive throws from Addison Arrington. But my God, these are some big time catches from Brian Thomas Jr. Wow. Actually insane. And I don't think they're going to be able to get in field goal range in time, and they cannot. They would have needed a touchdown anyway. We win that game, and that, at least, even if the Raiders win, it keeps us in first place. That's the goal. That's what we're trying to do. Keep ourselves in first place. But some big time throws from Arrington, some big time catches from Brian Thomas Jr. We now move to the final game of the season, which will clinch us the 1 seed if we win it. Did the Raiders win? The Raiders lost. That's it. The Raiders lost. So as long as we win this game, it doesn't matter what happens. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. Now we got to go beat the Chargers. I think we can. They're a 4-win football team. They're not that good. We should be able to handle them fairly easily. So let's go and do that. It's funny that the last 3 games that we jump into all happen to be home games for us, but it just works out that way. We lead 3-0, 7-3 Chargers lead. We really can't afford to lose this game. I know we can afford to lose it, because even if the Raiders win and we lose, that would just again have us be tied at 13 wins, and I think we would have the advantage over them. So at least that's kind of my thinking, my process right now. I think that's how it would go. I don't know for sure, obviously, But let's just not even have that scenario. Let's just win this game and clinch it right here. This is we win and we clinch. We control our own destiny. So let's go and do that right now. That's going to be McCain, and McCain's been unbelievable for us since we drafted him. He's been absolutely fantastic. Did Addison Arian just do a little selly? Hold on. Did he do a little finger point, a little NWO? I think he did. He did a little NWO action right there. Little point to the next man up style. Although it's kind of ruined because there's people in his way, but we'll have to get a different angle of it. Let's do that. And that, my friends, could be the thumbnail. Very well. Very well could be. Okay. Let's try to score. Let's try to score. Who's going to get open here? Nobody's open. I pressed the wrong button. Thankfully, it didn't come back to bite me, but I pressed the wrong button. I tried to throw the circle on accident. I didn't really want to. I didn't really want to throw it to circle there. All right. Who are we going to throw to here? Who are we going to throw to? I'm going to scramble. Wrong idea. Shouldn't have scrambled. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. Ooh, 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 brother. Ooh. Didn't mean to do that. Did not mean to do that, I say. That's my bad. That should be open, though. That's absolutely open. Brian Thomas Jr., big first down. I'm not going to call timeout here. I'm going to let the clock drain to 40 seconds. Who do we throw this to? I guess we just stay in the pocket and throw it to McCain. I keep throwing to McCain, but he just happens to be open all the time. What am I supposed to do? I can't help it. He's good. He's very, very good. And he's always open. And you know how I love throwing to my tight ends. I love a good tight end. Can I lob that over the top? I probably could have, but I get smushed by some Chargers defenders before I could even get the ball out of my hands. Thankfully, they called that a throw and not a fumble. I probably could have layered that over the top there. Another one right to, oh, the backup. It's Lowell, Jeffrey Lowell with the catch. 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns for Addison Arrington. I'd say that's a pretty solid season. Jeffrey Lowell, who doesn't usually get a lot of usage because McCain is so good and he's such a higher overall, but little Jeffrey, don't tell Jeffrey, that's a big catch. We're going to scramble, we're going to scramble, we're going to fire, we're going to throw it, and it's going to be caught for a first down at the 1, and we're going to use one of our timeouts. Brian Thomas Jr., I can't tell you how massive he has been this game, or this episode. He's been so important in these couple games that we've jumped into, and he's going to add one more to the resume. Another touchdown there, making it 17-7, and now we are not going to jump in because we don't need to. 24-7. We should be able to control the game from here. And it's 31-7. Chargers can't do anything on offense. They do get a touchdown and a 2-point, so good for them. But it's a little too late at this point because it's 34-15, and that is a victory. And not only a victory in the final game of the regular season, but it is the 1 seed in the AFC clinched. We outlast the Raiders, who either went 13-4 or 12-5. We outlast everybody else. And the team that burned it down a couple of seasons ago comes back and fights for a 1 seed and has a tremendous season. I wish we would have completed the perfect year because that would have been a nice little notch in the old resume. But it wasn't to be on this occasion. But we now have in the next episode playoff football. I can't wait. I cannot wait for playoff football. That is for sure. We will do these upgrades and take a look at the final regular season stats as we take on the Titans in the next episode along with other teams. So let's take a look at these final regular season stats and see where we end up. So 4,100 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions for Addison Arrington this year. That is absolutely unreal, the numbers he put up. And he had 75% completion as well. Absolutely insane. Rushing numbers, Landon Whitfield didn't do that much, but our offense really isn't much of a running offense. We've got too many good wide receivers. And speaking of, Brian Thomas Jr. achieves an 1,000-yard season with 17 touchdowns is crazy. 10 touchdowns for LaMichael Dotson, 982 yards for him. McCain had a great season. Larry Sharp had a great season. I mean, we just got too many weapons. We've got too many weapons. JT Harris had 92 tackles, Ferguson 78, Dallas Turner 77. Tackle for loss leader was Tyreek Hodges, not the guy I would have guessed, but that's nice to see. Connor Archer had 12 tackles for loss, and the sack leader, we put up so many sacks. 17 for Anderson Jr., 13 and a half for Dallas Turner, 13 for Tyreek Hodges, 10 and a half for Chris Archer, and then Chop had 4.5. Interception leader is Gonzo with 4, and then a couple of guys each had 1. But those are some pretty good numbers. And if you take a look at the legacy leaderboard, Mrs. Juice is now fourth all time in head coaches. If she wins one more Super Bowl, she probably, well, she guaranteed passes John Harbaugh, but it'd be pretty tough for her to pass Andy Reid or John Madden just because of their high high legacy scores at 16,000 and 20,000. But she could certainly become in top 3 all-time head coaches if she's able to win another championship. Even if she wins another AFC championship, that puts her past John Harbaugh, I would assume. So, and another coach of the year wouldn't hurt either. So that's all in the next episode. We play the entirety of the playoffs in the next episode, whether it's one game, 2 games, or all 3. We will find out in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this season. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more. Join the Juice Club, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.